Facing the reality of spending the rest of your life or a significant portion of your best years in prison is extremely challenging. In this video, we present the top 10 compilation of school shooters reacting to life in prison sentences. Life sentences are typically given for serious crimes, and each copes with this in an unexpected way. Watch the video to the end because you may be surprised by the ages of these individuals and the reasons behind their actions. Let's start the video. Number 10. Nicholas Cruz. The Parkland High School shooting occurred on February 14, 2018, at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz, a former student, opened fire on students and staff,
Oh my God!
killing 17 people and injuring 17 others. After the attack, Cruz fled on foot by blending in with other students and was arrested about an hour and 20 minutes later in nearby Coral Springs. During his trial, Cruz covered his ears in court while audio of the shooting was played for the jurors. He pled guilty to 17 counts of murder on October 20, 2021, and apologized for his actions. The prosecution sought the death penalty. On November 2, 2022, Cruz was sentenced to life without parole, following a Florida law requiring the court to follow the jury's recommendation. Following his sentencing, Governor DeSantis signed a bill overturning the unanimity requirement for imposing the death penalty, partly influenced by Cruz's case. Number 9. Charles Andrew Williams. On March 5, 2001, Santana High School in Santee, California, was the site of a tragic school shooting. 15-year-old Charles Andrew Williams, armed with an 8-shot .22 caliber revolver taken from his father's locked gun cabinet, carried out the attack. Williams entered a boys' bathroom at the school and fatally shot a freshman student. He then exited the bathroom and began firing indiscriminately at others, ultimately killing another student and wounding 13 more. Witnesses reported that Williams repeatedly walked out of the bathroom to fire shots before retreating inside. He methodically confronted and shot students, causing chaos as students and teachers scrambled for safety. The school quickly went into lockdown, and responding police officers soon apprehended Williams. Williams was convicted of the shooting and is currently serving a 50-year-to-life prison sentence. During his hearing, he appeared resigned, looking down as the judge delivered the sentence. After spending nearly 16 years in prison, Williams petitioned for release, but his request was denied. Number 8. Dimitrios Pagortzis. A tragic school shooting took place at Santa Fe High School in Santa Fe, Texas, near Houston, on May 18, 2018. The attack resulted in the deaths of 10 people, 8 students, and 2 teachers, and left 13 others wounded. The shooter, 17-year-old Dimitrios Pagortzis, was a student at the school and was quickly taken into custody. The shooting began at 7:32 a.m. CDT in the school's art complex, which includes 4 interconnected rooms with interior hallways and 4 additional rooms. Pagortzis started firing into an art class, creating a devastating scene. Pagortzis was charged with capital murder of multiple people and aggravated assault against a police officer, the latter of which carries a potential sentence of 30 years to life. Despite the severity of his charges, Pagortzis has repeatedly been found incompetent to stand trial. On February 11, 2022, he was ordered to remain in a mental hospital for another year. This assessment was reaffirmed on February 1, 2023, marking the 4th time he was deemed not competent to stand trial. Number 7. Evan Ramsey. The Bethel Regional High School shooting took place in Bethel, Alaska on February 19, 1997. 16-year-old student Evan Ramsey carried out the attack, killing 2 people and wounding 2 others. Ramsey, armed with a Mossberg 500 12-gauge shotgun, arrived at school on a bus. He made his way to the student commons area, where he shot 15-year-old Josh Palacios in the abdomen. Palacios later died from his injuries after emergency surgery. Ramsey then shot and injured 2 other students. It was reported that Ramsey had been frequently bullied at school and had complained to friends about being harassed and teased by other students. On December 2, 1998, Ramsey was found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder, 3 counts of first-degree attempted murder, and 15 counts of third-degree assault. Judge Mark Isaac Wood sentenced him to 210 years in prison, though on appeal, his sentence was reduced to 2 99-year terms. Number 6. Gabe Parker. The Marshall County High School shooting occurred on January 23, 2018, near Benton, Kentucky. 15-year-old student Gabe Parker opened fire in an open area of the school, killing 2 students and injuring 14 others. Before the shooting, Parker went to the school's band room to check that his friends were not in the area. He then returned to the commons area and began his attack. Witnesses described Parker's eyes as lifeless and noted that he said nothing as he fired at students. Parker was charged with 2 counts of murder and 14 counts of first-degree assault. In April 2020, he pled guilty to the charges. During the judge's final remarks, Parker was visibly emotional, and his mother later apologized to the victims' families. On June 12th, he was sentenced to 2 life terms plus 70 years and will be eligible for parole after serving 20 years. During the sentencing, the families of the victims delivered impact statements against Parker. Number 5. Ethan Crumbley. On November 30th, 2021, a tragic mass shooting occurred at Oxford High School in Oxford Township, Michigan. 15-year-old Ethan Robert Crumbley, armed with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, killed 4 students and injured 7 others, including a teacher. Authorities arrested Crumbley and charged him as an adult with 24 crimes, including murder and terrorism. In October 2022, Crumbley pleaded guilty to all charges. By December 2023, as the judge was sentencing, he was looking down. He was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, plus an additional 24 years. Before his sentencing, Crumbley addressed the court saying, "I am a really bad person. I have done some terrible things. I have lied and I'm not trustworthy. I hurt many people." After listening to testimonies from witnesses and victims, Crumbley's parents, Jennifer and James Crumbley, were charged with involuntary manslaughter for failing to secure the handgun used in the shooting. After they failed to appear for their arraignment, the U.S. Marshals launched a manhunt, and the parents were eventually caught and arrested in Detroit. Number 4. Thomas Lane. On February 27, 2012, reports from Chardon High School described a terrifying event unfolding around 7:30 a.m. when a boy suddenly stood up in the cafeteria and began shooting, causing panic and chaos. Surveillance footage captured the shooter, later identified as Thomas Lane, targeting 4 male students at one table with a handgun, injuring another in the process. As he fled the school, Lane also shot a female student. Teacher Joseph Ricci and football coach Frank Hall pursued him out of the school. Lane was swiftly apprehended by police near his car parked on Wooden Road. Tragically, 5 students were hospitalized, and 3 succumbed to their injuries within 2 days. During his court hearing, Lane shocked everyone by revealing a white t-shirt with the word "killer" written across it, similar to the outfit he wore on the day of the shootings. Parents of the victims expressed their anguish, condemning Lane as a monster and a despicable human being, and some even wished him a slow and torturous death. Number 3. 1L. Go. On April 2, 2012, a tragic mass shooting took place at Oikos University, a Korean Christian college in Oakland, California. 7 people were killed, and 3 others were injured. 1L Go, a former student, was identified as the shooter and taken into custody. This incident stands as the deadliest mass killing in Oakland's history. The shooting began around 10:30 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Go, armed with a .45 caliber semi-automatic handgun and 4 fully loaded 10-round magazines, entered a nursing classroom at the university's campus in the Airport Business Park near Oakland International Airport. He ordered his classmates to line up against the wall and reportedly said, "Get in line, I'm going to kill you all," before opening fire. Go was charged with 7 counts of murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, showing no reaction during the sentencing. Number 2. Peyton S. Gendron. On May 14, 2022, a tragic mass shooting took place at a Tops Friendly Market supermarket in the East Side neighborhood of Buffalo, New York. The attack resulted in the deaths of 10 African Americans and left 3 others injured. The shooter, 18-year-old Peyton S. Gendron, live-streamed part of the attack on Twitch, but the live-stream was quickly shut down by the platform within 2 minutes. Gendron was arrested at the scene and charged with first-degree murder. During his trial, Gendron showed no emotion and initially entered a plea of not guilty on May 19, 2022. However, on November 28, 2022, he pleaded guilty to all state charges, including murder, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes. On February 15, 2023, Gendron was sentenced to 11 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. Federal charges are still pending, with federal prosecutors indicating their intention to seek the death penalty. In the courtroom, anger from the families of the victims boiled over as Gendron was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Number 1. Barry Dale Lukatis. The Frontier Middle School shooting occurred on February 2, 1996, in Moses Lake, Washington. 14-year-old Barry Dale Lukatis opened fire, killing his algebra teacher and 2 students. He then held his classmates hostage until a gym coach managed to subdue him. On September 24, 1997, Lukatis was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 count of second-degree murder, 1 count of first-degree attempted murder, and 16 counts of aggravated kidnapping. He was sentenced to 2 life terms, plus an additional 205 years, without the possibility of parole. However, in 2012, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that individuals convicted of murder committed when they were under 18 could not receive automatic life terms without parole. This ruling was applied retroactively in 2016. As a result, Lukatis was resentenced in 2017. During this hearing, he apologized for the first time in a letter to the Grant County Superior Court. Lukatis was sentenced to 189 years in prison. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Let us know in the comment section which reaction has shocked you the most, and subscribe for more videos.